everyone, this is Garrett, and this is Serious Sam 2, and we are about to do level 29, Floaterra. I really wish we could just keep that surfboard thing, but not to be. We're gonna chase the dragon. When we move forward, we can get Claudovic. This is kind of an odd one, by the way, because if there's also some Claudovics over there, this is the only one that's actually technically a weapon, whereas those are ammo. So if you pick those up, you can't actually use it until you pick up that specific one. Not really sure what that's all about, but when we move closer to those rocks, a bunch of spiders start spawning. It's also going to spawn a bunch of harpies above us. And we're going to make sure we're not going to get killed by all these guys. Not going to quite use Claudovic just yet, because there are more useful targets coming up. But we can run backwards while the lens flare is blinding us to get a health power up. A 100 health. Not actually a secret area. It only spawns a single enemy. And absolutely worthwhile. Only spawns that one red dude over there. And, you know what, might as well kill him with a Claudovic so we won't have to deal with them. One Claudovic is enough for one of those red guys, which is fantastic, honestly. It is a really good use for Claudovic. Even if we only get like 12 of them, we're only going to fight so many of the actual strong enemies in this level. So you might as well use it properly. And any second now, we should be running out of spiders. Might as well grab this. There's some points over there, but I'm not going to bother to get them. But the spiders are really interested in it for some reason. But that's fine. We're just going to continue to focus on these spiders. Try not to get hit too much. Every now and then it'll spawn more harpies as well. And we're just going to kill everything. Apparently that one actually managed to do a melee attack, which is oddly surprising, to be perfectly honest. It might be better to use a sniper rifle on these guys, but in the end it doesn't really matter too much. As long as you got the ammo for whichever weapon you choose to use, you'll be fine either way, because we're going to get a lot of ammo power-ups in this level, which is just going to completely fill up all of our ammo for just about every weapon we have. So just about everything here is useful. I'm just using the shotgun right now because I can. And why not, right?
Chase the dragon. You need to transport yourself from one island to another.
Alright. So now we have to transport ourselves from one island to another. There's one of those guys, but we shot a lot of rockets in that direction, so he dead. And one kind of unfortunate thing about this level is every island that we're on is going to have a big invisible wall around it, so we can't throw things off of the island. And I think that's a shame. I think it would have been fun if you could lure enemies off of the island and then just make them fall into the void, but it's not to be. But whatever. We're just going to shoot that thing because it's a secret platform, and as we move forward there's going to be a new enemy type. Rather, a new cannon, which is shooting at us, and shoot those rather large projectiles. As long as it can't see us, it won't be shooting at us either, so I'm just going to stay in the back here for a while. But it does shoot a rather nasty projectile that deals a pretty large amount of damage, so obviously we don't want to get hit by that. I'm actually just going to destroy it with a sniper rifle, which takes care of it very quickly. And we're just going to keep moving on. Going to kill a bunch of orcs. It's going to spawn a whole bunch of orcs, and every time you kill one, it's just gonna respawn another one in that same place for like 3 or 4 times every single orc you kill here. It's pretty silly, aside from one rocket orc which spawns over there. But once we've killed just about everything, we can move on. After killing that guy, we're just gonna use Claudovic again, because Claudovic is pretty good at taking care of those red dudes, and it's about time we have a chance to use those Claudovics again. It's been like a couple planets now that we've not been able to use them, so it's about time he makes a comeback, I'd say. And before we go to where we need to go, we're just going to go to the right over here where there is a serious bomb just lying there. One of 3 in this level, by the way. This one and another one are really easy to get, and the third one is virtually impossible. I honestly don't know how to get the third one consistently, but it exists. You know, it's more than nothing, I suppose, but that's all I'm really gonna say about it. There's a bunch of power-ups. We're just gonna pick up all of it, and we are just about filled up on everything. And the moment we jump on this thing's gonna start to move. There's invisible walls all around this platform, and there are a lot of barrels. And when you shoot the barrels, it's gonna launch power-ups towards this platform, except for that one which contains an airship. But we just picked up a serious score and a serious damage power-up. It usually throws it sort of in that direction, like in the middle of that rotor, I guess. Other times, it just misses entirely. There's going to be another one of these sequences where there's a serious bomb which just flies somewhere in that direction, because for some reason it's the only one that doesn't actually fly towards the platform, but rather just sort of goes wherever it feels like. It's really weird, and it's something you'll see in about, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something. This is not my favorite part, I'll be honest. This is not the best part of the level, in my opinion. In my opinion, the best part of the level is the aesthetic, definitely, because it just looks completely different from everything else we've seen so far. And we kind of saw this area coming as well, which I think is pretty cool. But we're just going to get the most out of this serious damage power-up. Otherwise, we're going to have to shoot those guys twice. It would be good if we could use it a little bit more for the helicopters which are coming up, and more of those guys, but we have plenty of ammo to deal with everything here. So even though we're going to have to shoot an extra time, it doesn't really matter too much. As long as you're careful, these guys are absolutely no problem at all. It is kind of a problem once they actually start shooting you, though, but they need to get pretty close before they actually shoot you. So, there you go. But yeah, you can see these islands coming from just about every single level. Like, they're in the skybox just every single time, just about. And it is pretty cool that we get to experience it like this, but this airship is so slow. It is such a slow airship, and there's just a lot of nothing, which is kind of annoying me, honestly. I feel like they could have done this like this right here. I mean, you get to take in the environment, but there's just not much to do. We're just waiting for the level to continue right now, and it's not really my favorite thing in the world. I suppose if you're not expecting the enemies which are coming up, you might take a little bit longer, especially if you don't get the damage power up. You might waste a little bit of ammo, but in the end, you're just gonna kill everything that's here anyway, so it's like whatever, but it's fine. Anyway, in a second, there's going to be a bunch of red dudes. Klodovic's probably gonna be useless, but I'm just gonna try to use one. And no, they're going straight towards the orcs. That's kind of the annoying thing about this part as well. There's a lot of these red dudes with rocket launchers, and I can only imagine they put those orcs there just so you can't use Klodovic against them. Just because Klodovic will insta-kill them, but the Klodovic sadly goes for whatever the nearest enemy is, I think. And for the most part, that's going to be the orcs. Also, there's this red dude, the biomechanoid. I don't really understand him. I don't know where you have to be before he starts shooting, but if you just shoot him immediately, he doesn't do anything, ever. Like, that just happens every single time. It's odd. I don't really know why that happens, but it's a thing. Also, there was one time where I was on this platform, and suddenly it just knocked me off into the void. And that's bad when it happens. I'm not even sure how that happens either, because usually this platform is just entirely surrounded by invisible walls until that checkpoint right there. But sometimes the game's like, yo, we can do whatever you want, and just throw you off. It only happened once. It might be a frame rate thing, because if your frame rate is too high, it's kind of hard to control yourself while you're standing there. It's really odd, but it's just one of those things. Anyway, another serious bomb. It just lies there. Both of them are not secret areas either, which is weird, but that's just what the game decided to do. They just decided to put 2 serious bombs in this level, in a level where you honestly don't really need it. Just because you get Klodovic in this level as well, which takes care of the main nastiness of this place quite well, along with the sniper rifle, which we've been using quite frequently so far. But, you know, game gotta do what the game gotta do, and it is, I guess, out of the way, so it is missable, you know, if you don't go out of the way to explore a little bit, but it's not exactly well hidden. Anyway, red dude, he's gonna shoot rockets, but we killed him. And there is a blue rock.
Secret teleport has been found.
Blue rock is secret number 2. I'm just gonna ignore the sound of a text message in my phone right there, and move on to this little place. This place is pretty cool. There's a lot of bears. I don't know why there's bears. The bears also don't do anything, and they explode when you shoot them. But there's 2 games we can play here. The first of which is over here. We have to hit the target. This, I am really bad at this. So let's see. I'm genuinely amazed that we managed to get that in one try.
Item has been found.
But yeah, this secret life counts as a secret item, which is secret number 3 at this level. And the other game is over here, where you have to knock down the things. I think you just got to get them off the table. And then if they're all knocked down, this guy's going to give us a health power-up. It looks like he's still a little bit mad about that one, I guess. There we go. So I'm guessing that should do the trick. And indeed, and you can play this as much as you want. If you're low on life, you can just keep playing this game. And you'll just keep getting 25 life every single time. It's fantastic. Also, you can cheat. But it's not recommended because you, for one, won't get the prize anymore. And there's also that. That's also a bit of an issue, I suppose. And yeah, it just, the moment you cheat once, it just sort of makes everything disappear and reappear again. So it's basically impossible to do it like that. Also, it's one of the only ways you can actually have no item in your hands at all. Like, I have no weapon in my hand. Fantastic. And also, there's a bear up this tree, but you unfortunately cannot save the bear. Because he explodes the moment you get rid of the tree. No matter how you get rid of it, the bear just explodes as well. It's a shame, but that's just how it is. But we're just going to move on out of Bearville right here. And we're just going to move forward to the next area. There's going to be a lot of those red dudes that we have seen previously. And Klodovic's going to be fantastic. There's going to be one over there. There's going to be one over there. He's just going to take care of all of them one by one. And I'm running back due to the fact that there is going to be an enemy that spawns in a rather nasty way if you're not prepared for it, which is that guy. He spawns behind you. I don't like enemies that spawn behind you, but that guy tried, and that's why I ran back. Otherwise, you're gonna have to just take care of him as he walks behind you. It's a little bit more annoying if you're in the middle of there just because of the ridiculous quantity of harpies, but if you just run back, there's no issue. I mean, the Klodovic kills him almost instantly. He just needs a few more shots and he's dead, so probably one Klodovic and one rocket is probably enough to take him down entirely. But after that, we're gonna have to take care of a lot of harpies here. I almost would recommend using a serious bomb, if only to save time, because you're gonna be here for a while. There's just nothing you can really do about it. I've tried to get out of this place without killing these guys, but I haven't found a way to do it. So we're just gonna sit here for a while and enjoy our minigun, because it does the job very well. Every now and then there's gonna be one of those ball enemies, which is mildly annoying, but nothing really to be scared of in the long run, due to the fact that we have a minigun which moves it away, and we have grenades which destroy them in like 2 grenades or something like that. They just get killed so very quickly. And there's nothing they can really do. They can try, but they'll fail every time. Yeah, 2 grenades and a little bit more, because we're playing on serious difficulty and everything takes slightly too much damage. It's kind of an interesting, I still think it's kind of interesting how they did serious difficulty in this game, just due to the fact that they have extra health, which I don't think they did in the previous Serious Sam games, for as far as I know at least. And like everything takes slightly more damage in such a way that you end up wasting like an extra sniper rifle shot or something like that, and it just makes strategies very different in the end. But usually the strategy of as long as you're careful, you won't die works pretty well, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. And when in doubt, just use parrots. Parrots are always the solution to all of your problems. But we are gonna move on. I believe we just got past pretty much the hard part of this level, honestly, as if you want to call it. There's not really many hard parts in this level, but there's a couple parts where if you know what to do, it just becomes a lot easier. Mostly it's just that guy that spawns behind you, which is the main issue. Also, there's more of these turrets over here. I believe there's actually 2 of them in this place, but no, 3 rockets is what you need. Yeah, one over there, but once we kill those, there is just about nothing to worry about. There's a lot more orcs here as well, but other than that, not much going on. As long as you make sure nothing comes close to you ever, and as long as you just keep on moving, you're not gonna die. Everything's gonna be happy. Plus, there's another health and ammo power up, and probably an armor power up over there as well. So, if you die here, then I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Also, there's a treasure up there, and it shows us it's right underneath that giant tower. And if we go to that particular treasure, we can see underneath the tower, which is something I don't think we've managed to see before. Looks a little bit not quite what you'd expect, because I feel like they just forgot to put a rock here due to the way that, yeah, doesn't look quite right, does it? But, you know, level design's hard, and we're just gonna move on. Even in a level where there's no real weird voids to look at just because of the way the level is designed, stuff just happens. But yeah, in one of these, there is a serious bomb. I'm not sure which one. Was it that one? And it hit the top of the rotor blade, and it just disappeared. So the weird thing is, if you, like, shoot these barrels when you're done with this place, and at least I got that one, that's the important one. When you're, like, all the way over there and you shoot the barrels then, it'll still just go to, like, the middle of that rotor for most power-up. The serious bomb just flies that way. It just flies to this particular island, and it just makes it really tricky to get that serious bomb, just because it almost always just hits the top of that rotor and then just flies off into the distance. And it's really annoying, but it's fine because we never use serious bombs anyway. But if you are someone who really wanted that third serious bomb, I'm sorry, I don't know a good way of getting it. It's just a complete mystery to me. But we're gonna just sit around here. It might arguably be better to get the damage power up later. Try to just have it land on this platform and then just pick it up when you get a little bit closer to that island, because there's gonna be a lot of pretty strong enemies coming up soon, but I don't really care. I just like grabbing the barrels as quickly as possible. I just like hitting the helicopters and enjoying the view. Might as well just push this guy. This guy's a little bit weird. He's pretty magical. This happens every single time you try to push this guy. He just sort of spins around weirdly. Does some weird stuff. This time he's acting pretty normal, actually, which is something I've not really seen him do before. But yeah, you gotta do something while waiting for these guys to spawn. I don't know why there's so much emptiness here. I feel like they could have done something more interesting with this place when it comes to traveling between the two islands, but you just sort of end up waiting, and it's a shame, because the level does look really cool. I do really like the way this place looks. But as you can see, there's a bunch of red dudes on that island already. We're going to focus them down because red dudes scare me and they hurt. I'm not actually sure if the guy on the ship can actually die at all. I've tried to have him die a couple times, and he just always seems to be in green health, so it wouldn't surprise me if he just has infinite health or something. But I've never managed to get him killed. Though, watch him just die now, just randomly, now that I've said that. But the guy seems to be a trooper and usually just survives whatever. Also, you may notice that one of those ships that was flying around here is no longer shooting at us. Sometimes they crash into the rotor and die, which is pretty fantastic, honestly, and makes it so you don't have to shoot them. Also, these rockets are surprisingly easy to shoot down compared to just about every other rocket in this game. Usually when you shoot a rocket, it sort of feels like you have to hit it a bunch of times before it actually just connects with the rocket at all, and then the rocket explodes. But with these, they just sort of explode. I don't really know why it's easier, but maybe it's just me, but I always find it easier to hit these rockets than any other rockets in this game. Man, I'm having a real issue pushing this guy around. Usually, you can get him to sort of fly, like, outside here. It looks really weird. Oh, there we go. Maybe we can get something done here. Maybe we just stand on top of him. I don't know. I'm just waiting for this platform to be closer to the edge so we can continue onwards. Because right now there's still just a big invisible wall blocking us from doing anything. He's trying, but he doesn't know what to do. But let's just shoot some stuff. In a moment, it's just going to spawn a bunch of power-ups, and then you know that you can continue onwards. I think... Oh, yeah, we can actually jump off. There we go. That was what I was waiting for. Might as well fill up our ammo for every weapon we have, because sniper rifle ammo is going to be pretty important. I kind of want to have about 30 bullets for the sniper rifle for an area that's coming up, and you'll soon see why. Might as well just fill up on that as well. I might as well just throw some Floaterra at these balls just to make it go a little bit quicker. Apparently there's a ball over there as well, waiting for us behind the wall. It was trying to set up an ambush, but unfortunately we were too smart to get trapped by such a weird plant. I mean, you know, they tried. They try a little bit harder than some of the other ones, which are just all the way at the edge over here. You'd think they could teleport a little bit closer, but no, that's just not how they roll. They teleport really far away, and then you just shoot rockets in that general direction, and you'll probably be okay. Because rockets just stop everything here. Rockets are fantastic in this particular area. Rockets are basically really great as long as you don't have a plasma rifle, and if you have a plasma rifle, you just use the plasma rifle for everything in the game. But I guess that's why the plasma rifle has only appeared on one single planet so far, because it's obviously overpowered. But we're just gonna have some fun. We just ran out of rockets, so that's a little bit sad, but that's fine. In a moment, we're gonna run out of enemies, and then we can just move on. This is probably actually, like, thinking about it, probably one of the harder battles, just due to the fact that you have to kill harpies and those balls simultaneously. I'm trying to kill them with grenades right now while taking care of these harpies, but I think I'm hitting a couple of them every now and then, but it's tricky to hit both at the same time, as you can probably see. But at least we don't have to worry about falling off the platform due to the fact that there are invisible walls stopping us from doing exactly that. And now we just have to really worry about that guy. There's still some footballers left, but I'm more scared of the rockets than I am of the footballers. The footballers are just crappy bulls. I mean, they do have a ranged attack, but their ranged attack rarely hits, and even if it does, it doesn't really deal that much damage. So it's like, whatever, right? But it's fine. We're just gonna move on. In a minute, it is actually gonna spawn bulls, and then we have to be a little bit more careful. But I think it should spawn some helicopter dudes first, any second now. Or am I wrong? Nope, I'm wrong. That's gonna be bulls first. It's a good thing you can hear them coming, because bulls are actually a little bit of an issue when they do start hitting you. And there are the helicopter dudes I was talking about. But the main issue we have to take care of right now are the bulls. You can actually just run forward and just ignore these guys, but it makes the oncoming battles a little bit more tricky. And I've never been one to make things harder for myself, so we're just gonna do this slowly but surely. Just kill all these helicopter guys before moving on. But it is something to make a note of, I suppose, if you want to be Mr. Fancy Spans, Speedy Speedyson. You could try skipping them, but I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna throw Clodovics all over the place and hope I don't get destroyed by these orcs. These orcs are kind of annoying here, actually, because when they're this close, they actually do have a pretty good chance of hitting you. And if there's this many of them trying to hit you, that can be a problem. But I think most of them are just about dead. And that should start off the next sequence any second now. And starting that off, we're going to go over here. Because there is going to be... Yeah, we just got the checkpoint. There's going to be a platform flying towards us. And there's going to be 15 bulls coming from this side. And that's why I wanted to have 30 bullets for the sniper rifle. Because doing it like this is a lot easier. It's not even a lot easier, it's just a lot quicker, honestly, than trying to do it normally. But they all spawn over there, and there's 15 more that are spawning a little bit further ahead. But now we don't have to worry about them coming from two sides at once, which is kind of easier, I suppose. But due to the fact that the sniper rifle does kill them in one shot, as long as you're zoomed in, it doesn't really matter how you do it, as long as you just hit them. It's just that this takes care of them just ever so slightly quicker. And we can actually do the same for this spawn point as well, because they spawn over there, and now we just hold the left mouse button for a while, because they take a little bit of time before they actually start moving, unless you're too close to them. And that was that. And I think there's actually some power-ups over here. Like, that's the platform that we're waiting for right now, so we're just gonna sort of jump around over here. I feel like there was a power-up over here, but I honestly don't fully remember now. It's been a while since I actually looked around this place. But we have to wait for that platform to land anyway, because we can't actually interact with it right now. But there's 4 guys. They're slowly descending. And any second now we can jump on top of this and finish this stage. There we go. They've stopped moving. And can I push him off? Yes, I can. That guy's gonna stay. Is that guy gonna stay? That guy's gonna stay too. Okay.
Huh. Dragon has to be around here somewhere. Ah, there he is. Ah!
I don't know why that platform looks completely different from what we jumped on top of, but we at least saved 2 lives from the guys that jumped off the platform at the very end there. And as such, I am going to end the video here because we saved 2 lives today. So I hope you enjoyed this so far. The next time we play, we are going to do level 30, which is Cecil, or Cecil, not really sure how you pronounce it, which is going to be the boss battle for this planet. And I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.